You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, there's been a lot of real controversy around the idea that Caitlyn Clark, oh my God, she is not going to make any money from her actual WNBA salary. Now, this is funny. Imagine this. The mainstream media and the woke sports media spreading a false narrative. Where have you seen and heard that before? Oh, every day. Every single day that is in existence, that's what you get from these media sources. Well, I guess the WNBA commissioner sort of has had enough because they asked her about Caitlyn Clark's salary, and it seems that the narrative and the amount of money put out there is, well, BS. Because they gave us the mainstream media decided not to tell the whole story. Now, what we see in the NFL is when they announce a new contract, they give us all of it, right? Total contract, signing bonus, blah, 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 potential incentives, all of it, right? Because the agent wants it to look like it's as much money as humanly possible. Well, it seems we didn't get that, all right? Not only that, but there's like a rookie wage scale, according to the CBA, in the WNBA. So the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, came out and answered the critics, and she answered loudly. And it's funny, the media gave you just what you want to hear. And also, the other thing we're going to talk about is the idea that these WNBA teams are having to jump through hoops to find other facilities to host these games because Caitlyn Clark's ticket demand is insane. It's off the charts. And in the fact that you talk about LA games, LA screwed. They're having construction done. They can't move the game. In fact, they're going to be playing in a game instead of their regular arena that seats like 20,000. They're going to be playing Caitlyn Clark's game in a 4,000-seat arena. You got to wonder, what are the ticket prices going to end up being for that game with that kind of limited seating? WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert heard the discourse loud and clear surrounding Caitlyn Clark's and the salary she will receive at the pro level, as well as comparisons to what male professional athletes make. Look, even Dawn Staley came out and said, look, these people are paid, these WNBA players are paid what the revenue allows them to be paid. It's a young league. It's not the NBA. The ratings aren't great. The attendance ain't great, no matter how much the media wants you to believe it is. Engelbert expressed, quote, the false narrative around the salary disputes and explained why Clark, who will earn a starting salary of $76,535 and roughly $338,000 over a 4-year contract she signed with the Fever, quote, will do just fine playing in the WNBA. Let me clarify first, because it's proxy, right? No CEO. Do you just put the base in there? No, you put the bonus. You put the stock options. You put everything. Engelbert said while speaking at the 2024 CNBC Changemakers event in New York City on Thursday. Now listen to this. Caitlyn has the ability to make up to $500,000 just in WNBA wages this year. So they're just looking at the base, which is collectively bargained and is actually low because she's the number one pick. It's funny. All these mainstream media outlets wanted you to be outraged over her salary, and they gave you the wrong numbers. You heard what the commissioner said. She's got the ability to make up to $500,000 just from the WNBA. That's a lot different than $77,000 a year. And I say in this league, shit, that's fair. That's real fair. By the way, this is the reason. Let me read one sentence to you. The NBA earns an estimated $13 billion in revenue. The WNBA is around $200 million. Those numbers were given to CNBC. That's why the salaries are so freaking different. Right there. Maybe Caitlyn Clark can change that. Maybe she can change the narrative. And at least in the games that she's playing in, as long as she's proves that she can play in the league, they're going to at least be well-attended games. So the Caitlyn Clark hype is getting bigger and bigger, and her future opponents are cashing in. Yeah, these other teams, they are riding the back of Caitlyn Clark. Clark, whom the Fever selected number 1 overall in the 2024 draft, is on the verge of signing an 8-figure deal with Nike and is expected to get her signature shoe, one of few WNBA players with one. That contract, it now sounds like, is going to be over $20 million. That's what the latest buzz is. The Mystics will move their game against the Fever to the Capital One Arena due to unprecedented demand. Moving the game will allow thousands of more fans to watch Clark's debut in the nation's capital. The Mystics' home is the Entertainment and Sports Arena, which is a capacity of 4,200. The capacity of Capital One's arena, home of the Wizards, is 20,000. The move to Capital One Arena will allow for additional fans in the stands as well as premium hospitality options, including suites and all-new, all-inclusive courtside Hennessy lofts. Wow. So, that's not the only team. I want you to think about this a minute. This is the Las Vegas Aces. Ajay Wilson, the multiple-time MVP, the all-world player we keep hearing about that is so popular. Well, not so popular, because the Las Vegas Aces are having to move their game, not because of Wilson's popularity, because of Caitlyn Clark's. The two-time defending champion Las Vegas Aces also changed their venue for their July 2nd game against the Fever. The matchup will be played at the T-Mobile Arena, which seats 20,000 people. The Aces' home venue, the Michelob Ultra Arena, has a capacity of 12,000. Well, everybody keeps telling me how popular Wilson is, but when Clark comes to town, they got to find 8,000 more seats. Boy, if that doesn't prove a point, I don't know what does. So, the Chicago Sky and LA Sparks are screwed. They got Caitlyn Clark coming to town. They can't capitalize on it. The LA Sparks will host Indiana on May 27th, but won't be played at their home Crypto.com arena because of construction at the arena. The Sparks moving their first 5 games to Walter Pyramid at Long Beach State, which includes the matchup against Clark. As a result, the game goes from a near 19,000-seat arena to 4,000. Now listen to these ticket prices. With such limited seats, the price to see the game on the secondary market are among the highest in the WNBA. The get-in price for the game is $373 for TickPick as of Thursday evening. They are above $400 on other secondary markets. Wow. $400 seats for a WNBA game. By the way, in New York, they're higher than that for when she's coming to town. There was a seat sold, 2 seats sold the other day for, I made a video, $9,300, I think it was. The Chicago Sky pretty much have the same issue. Their June 23rd home game against Indiana will be played at their home Wintrust Arena, which has 10,387 seats. The Sky are unable to move to the United Center. So that's telling you they need to move, and they want to move. United Center has a 21-seat arena. They can't move because of a concert. The get-in game price for June 23rd is $311. And that was as of Thursday evening. And I made a video the other day because the Phoenix Mercury are now, of course, trying to exploit Caitlyn Clark after Diana Taurasi started a feud with her. They're trying to exploit that into the GOAT versus the rookie. And I'm like, well, which one's the GOAT? Exactly, because inquiring minds would love to know. Again, guys, interest. interest. It's just like the Ajay Wilson thing. You know, all this interest, but yet the Aces, look, they play in 12,000-seat arena. Caitlyn Clark comes sauntering into town. It becomes, we got to go to a 20-seat arena, 20,000-seat arena. What does that tell you? That is a perfect example of why Nike gave Caitlyn Clark a signature shoe deal. It's a popularity game, folks. Who can generate the most interest and the most money? Caitlyn Clark. Tell me what you think. And you see that in ticket prices. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.